friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie. I'm glad you're here. And today I want to take a little deep dive with you into something everyone is stressing about, which I kind of understand because I stressed about it as well. And that's finding your passion. Let's be real, social media makes it feel like everyone has figured out their passion and everything about it. But spoiler, they don't. They just showcase that they did. In today's video, I want to give you real strategies to discover your passion or your passions, build the right mindset to find them, and most importantly, what not to do while you're trying to figure out what your passion is. And I would say, without further talking, we jump right into it. First, like in every other video, we need to define why finding your passion feels so pressuring. And basically, you can break it down to one thing, and that's that society and social media glorify having one true passion, but life is multi-dimensional and you don't have just one passion in your life. But the pressure to find your true passion, the thing you love in your life, fast actually holds you back and finding your passion, because your passions aren't something that you just discover on a random day. They are often built, which leads us exactly in what not to do while you try to find your passion, and that's to not wait for your passion to hit you. It's not a lightning bolt moment. You don't have to think about your passion as you think of your career, because sometimes your passion can be a hobby, sometimes it can be a lifestyle or kind of a mission, but your passion isn't one set thing that is set into stone and that you need to find, or otherwise your life isn't meaningful. And the last thing you don't need to do while looking for your passion or trying to figure out what you're passionate about is to compare your journey to others, because that kills your curiosity. And as soon as you start to compare their passions to your passion, you kind of try to pick up theirs as well a little bit, which isn't the right thing to do when you try to find your passion. So what we're gonna do to find our passion is to shift our mindset into the right direction. What I mean with that, we need to stay curious about the things we do and to look at them with a certain type of curiosity to figure out if we are passionate about it or not. And this curiosity goes way over the clarity of things. You don't need a full plan. You have to follow what intrigues you. For me, for example, I always was intrigued with social media, YouTube. I loved it since I was 10, and I always knew I wanted to do it at some point, and this curiosity led me to starting it for the first time. And that leads us into the second tip I want to give you on your mindset shifts. It's to start acting and stop overthinking. I know it's easier said than done. I'm a huge overthinker myself, but if you stop yourself from trying out new things, even if you're bad at them, you stop figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and your passion grows through experience. If I didn't start my YouTube channel, I didn't know if I loved doing that as much as I loved consuming that content. If I didn't started the hobbies I had when I was younger, I didn't know if I liked them or not. So with your passion, it's kind of like the same. Passion is a puzzle. It builds over time, and each interest you explore is a piece. So when you try out more things and you act on more things you are curious about, you realize if you are passionate about it or not. And now we come to the real strategies that you can adapt to find your passions. The first strategy I can give you is the experimentation phase. The name basically tells you what it is. Commit trying one new thing every month. Cooking classes, coding, painting, making music, volunteering, trying out a new hobby, but try new things. I, for example, tried reformer Pilates because I saw it everywhere and I thought I love going to the gym, so I tried that out as well and I love it. And if I hadn't grabbed this urge to go there and went, I didn't know if I liked it or not, and it would always just be in my head. So try new things and try them with the sense of curiosity and see if you like them. And it's totally fine if you do something and you feel like, okay, I hate that, I don't want to do that ever again, because then you find out what you're not passionate about, which is also cool and a good way to find your passions. The second strategy is to reflect weekly, which just means journal what energizes you and what drains you, because energy is a huge clue to passion. And journaling in itself, I talk about it a lot in these advice videos, and if you want to have a whole video about journaling in itself, I can make that as well. But as soon as you grab a pen and paper and reflect on things you like and you don't like, or how your week went, or basically everything that goes on in your life, you can figure out better what you like and what you don't like, and what gives you energy and what drains your energy when you write it down. Because then you can look at it from another perspective, because you have written down all your thoughts, and you can take a step back and look at it out of a point from, okay, why did that drain my energy, or why gave that so much energy to me? And you can reflect on it and pinpoint things to what they really are and what they really mean to you. Strategy number 3 is skill stacking. I read Atomic Habits, and in there they have habit stacking, and it's basically kind of the same strategy. Instead of one passion, combine skills you enjoy. For example, if you love photography and you love storytelling and you love social media, you can combine that very, very well. If you love doing your makeup, you love social media, you love filming things, you can combine that as well. If you love reading and love talking to people about that, and you love social media, you see where I'm going, you can combine that as well. When you start skill stacking and you see what you like and what you don't like, you can figure out what your passion is a lot easier. You have to look at your life and see, okay, what am I loving and how can I combine that with other things I love. Strategy number 4, talk to people. Network and ask friends what they think you're naturally good at, because others, and especially your friends, often can see what you overlook. I have a very, very good friend, and she tells me when she likes something I made, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to our college experience together, things like that. She always gives me feedback when she thinks you did that very, very good, or you're very, very good with that. And I try to do the same things with all my friends, that I'm telling them, I love that you're doing that, you're very, very good in that. And because I think when you notice something about someone in a positive way, tell them, because that, for once, compliments are always good, and you help them noticing what is a skill of them or what they overlook and are naturally good at. The things you adore in people, I think sometimes you have to speak them out loud so that everybody can notice that skill. Because what is common to you as a person who lives in your body all the time isn't common to everyone else. And I think that's the reason why we should ask friends for what we're naturally good at, or ask them what they think are things that we're good at that we don't notice. And that's not a fishing for compliment thing. It's more of a, I feel like I have to figure out some things. What do you think I overlook in my personality completely? Because I can tell you, most of your friends know you better than you think they do. And strategy number 5, document the journey. If you watched any other advice video of mine, you know that I want you to look at the journey and not at the goal all the time, because if you track your progress, you see what progress you've already made, and you notice patterns, good patterns, bad patterns, and you can basically document it the way you want. You can do a video diary, and I don't mean upload it, you can just make it for yourself. A friend of mine does voice memos to herself. She has her own group chat with herself, and then she voice memos herself and can listen to it on the go whenever she wants to. Document what you notice, where you make progress, and be proud of the progress you made. And now I want to give you 2 things I want you to watch out for while looking for your passions, which are kind of red flags for your passion search. First thing, if it feels forced or only motivated by money, it's definitely not your passion. If you dread showing up for it, even after the beginner phase, because you have to go through the beginner phase, through the whole cringy, I can't do it moments. I have a video on the cringe mindset. I'm gonna link it in the eye and in the end card so that you can watch that. But if you dread showing up and you hate doing that, listen to it. Listen to your intuition and don't force it. Don't force anything. Don't do it just because the money seems right. Do it because you love doing it and you want to do it. And I know there are gonna be phases where even your passion kind of feels like like I have to show up, or you dread it sometimes. And these are phases you can push through, which are in the beginner phase and when you are on a plateau, because growth isn't happening regular, it happens in phases, and sometimes you are just on a plateau and wait for the next good thing to come. But then you can push through. But if you have the feeling that you do it because everyone is doing it, or because you feel forced, because everybody tells you you would be very, very good at doing that, but you don't want to do it, don't do it. Listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, and don't listen so much to what others think you're good at. Because if somebody would tell me you would be very good at XYZ and I know I hated that, I wouldn't start it in the first place. So listen to yourself, remind yourself that your passion evolves, and who you are at 20 or in your 20s will not be who you are in your 30s, because you have to stay flexible and you are on a journey. So don't get stuck thinking it's one thing forever, and give yourself grace to pivot, because life is a journey. You are changing constantly, and so are your passions, and so is life, and so is what seems important to you. So start moving on what you think your passions are. Stop overthinking, start acting, stay curious, and I hope you find your passions very, very, very fast. I hope this video helped you a little bit with figuring out how you can find your passions. If it did, you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new upload. I upload these advice videos every other week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Make someone's day this week. Remember that the I have no idea what I'm passionate about phase is just a phase, and you can figure it out. Your curiosity is valid. Your timing is perfect, and I'm cheering you on. You can do everything you set your mind to, and we see us next week. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and we see us. Bye!
Funky.